Hello and welcome to Roll in the Dark Plays Tales of the Old West on the Critical Twits Network. We're going to be playing a lovely Wild West adventure RPG that is currently, at time of recording, or the time this hits you, out on Kickstarter. We'll give you loads of information about that later on. If you are watching this on YouTube and you prefer not to see our faces, you can head over to the Roll in the Dark podcast channel and you'll be able to listen along there. If you're listening on the Roll in the Dark podcast channel and you want to see our beautiful faces and the maps for the game as we play, you can head over to the Critical Twits YouTube channel and you'll find us over there. We are multimedia, baby. So today we are going to be playing Tales of the Old West, and we're joined to GM us through a game by co-author Dave Semark of Effect Publishing, an ENnie award-winning role-playing game writer. Hello, Dave. How's it going?
Hello. It's going really well. Thanks very much. And delighted to be here. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time with the Kickstarter running, and fingers crossed that we do reasonably well, and we get the game out there. But we've had a lot of fun getting to this point, and hopefully you guys will have some fun this evening as well.
Yeah, you have quite an esteemed back catalogue of role-playing products, so there's quite a pedigree to this game, which is based off the Mutant Year Zero engine, one of our favourite role-playing engines of all time.
That's good to hear. Yes, so it's the D6 dice pool system. You create your pool based on your attribute and your ability, as we call it, or your skill. You get bonuses or negatives depending on what weapon you might be using, whether you're aiming or other circumstantial things. Roll the whole pool. Any sixes are successes. The one thing we have in Tales of the Old West is concept, though, of trouble dice. Now, in your pool, up to 5 dice or fewer must be trouble. So if you've got 5 dice or more, 5 of your dice will be trouble dice. I'm not explaining this terribly well.
No,
so,
all right.
So in your pool, you'll have 5 trouble dice. If your pool is 5 dice or less, they are all trouble dice. Now, when you roll your trouble dice, if they come up a 1, that means trouble is brewing for you. But you can use your faith, and I'll come to that in a moment, to mitigate that. After you push, those ones then activate, and depending on how many ones you've got left on your trouble dice only, your other dice are fine, doesn't matter if you get ones on those. How many ones you've got left on your trouble dice dictate how bad the trouble is. And then we roll another die to see exactly how bad that is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I like the idea of sort of bringing in complications and unfortunate events and things like that. So it looks quite interesting, and a twist again on that different engine. Now you can head over to the Kickstarter, but you could also head over to effectpublishing.com, effect with a K, to look at the quick play rules. Now, if you're concerned that listening to or watching this game is going to spoil the quick play for you, we are not playing through the quick play. We are playing through a bespoke custom adventure.
Absolutely, yes, indeed. So the adventure in the quick draw rules is there for people who want to play it, and that won't be spoiled on any actual play that I'm involved with anyway.
Yeah, excellent. Don't want anyone running away immediately going, oh, this sounds interesting. Bye. See you later. So what we'll do is we'll introduce ourselves and our characters that we're playing, and then we'll pass over to you, Dave, and you can get things rolling. So I'm Brian, and I will be playing young Jenica Hackinson, a 16-year-old girl, which is slightly out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to give it a fair crack. Aaron, who are you playing?
Right. Hello, yes, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Lucille Stevens, a homesteader from the northeastern US who has come to work for me here in the Playhouse after some unfortunate circumstances.
Which one of you reprobates is Keith?
That's me. I'm Keith, and I will be playing the Elias Jennings, who's the handyman at the Playhouse that we work at. Does the odd job here and there. Perhaps a little bit of a grifter and grafter along the way on his journey away from what was once home. But he's found himself here and found himself something of a family. So that's who I'll be playing.
Nice. Trevor, what are you doing?
Hello. I'll be playing Fang Lu, aka Fanny. I'm a Chinese immigrant. Me and my family came over to work on the railway originally, but now I work at the Playhouse.
And speaking of the Playhouse, James, the centre of our group. Who are you and what are you doing?
I am playing Maya Hackinson, who is the proprietor of Playhouse and the mother of, I've forgotten it, Jenica?
Jenica, that's me.
Jenica. Yeah.
What is the Playhouse? We're all being coy.
The Playhouse is a bordello. It's a whorehouse in Las Vegas, New Mexico. And that's New Mexico because at this time, 1873, Las Vegas, Nevada doesn't exist yet. So don't get confused. This is Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Okay.
Excellent. I think we're ready to go.
Okay. I will just briefly say a couple of other things about the rules, so we're all clear. I mentioned earlier about faith. Now, each of your characters has a personal faith, and faith is the driver behind the push mechanic in this game. Now, faith doesn't mean religious faith, although it can be for your character. And in the game, players get to choose their own faith completely. It doesn't have to be religious faith at all. It can be faith in yourself. It could be faith in the power of nature. It could be faith in your ancestors or your spirits or your family or the strength of your friends. Anything you want as a player could be your faith. You have 4 faith points at the beginning of the scenario. And when you wish to push your roll, you spend one of your faith points in order to power that. Now, I mentioned trouble earlier on. So if at any point you roll a 1 on a trouble die and you have faith left over, you can spend a point of faith to take that 1 away. So if you've rolled your first roll and you want to push, but you've got one die with a trouble die with a 1 on it, you can spend 1 faith to push the roll and then a second faith to take away that dice of trouble. So you then get to roll that again. You can also spend the faith to get rid of trouble after you've pushed. But then you might have 3 1s potentially. You won't want to blow all your faith on one roll potentially. You can earn faith in the game. So little rituals. So having a meal with friends, spending a night with your lover in bed. It's not about sex. It's about companionship. Grooming your horse, cleaning your gun. All these things will earn you a point of faith, but they'll take you a little bit of time. Saying a prayer will earn you a point of faith. And also doing extraordinarily well in a roll. So if you roll 3 successes on your first roll before pushing, you're like, wow, I'm good at this. And that gives you a point of faith as well. Mm-hmm. So faith can go up and down. If you go to 0 faith, you are shaken. You obviously can no longer push your rolls and you cannot regain faith in the normal way. So it's best not to go to 0 faith if you can avoid it, but you might be forced to depending on the circumstances. Mm-hmm. But it's your choice. It's your choice. Otherwise, we'll talk about most things as we come to them, I think. Any questions on anything like that before I kick off?
I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
Okay, excellent. Right, so yeah, you were all owners, proprietors, or employees of the Las Vegas Playhouse, the foremost bordello in Las Vegas. You're like family, even if only 2 of you are actually blood kin. Your leader, Maya Hawkinson, owns the Playhouse, the premier bordello in the town. Maya's daughter, Jenica, helps run the place, along with her old friend, Elias Jennings. There are a few girls working here, but the most trusted are Lucille and Fanny. The Playhouse has a good clientele, and business is decent. But there is a shadow on the horizon, and that shadow is called Devon Vine. Mr. Vine is a big man in Las Vegas. He owns the Vineyard General Store and Trading Post, and is an infamous businessman, rumoured to have a finger in every pie in town. He used to be a friend of yours, even loaning you $500 to help get the Playhouse on its feet back in the day. The loan was a long ago repaid, and for a long time, Vine was a welcome customer, visiting weekly and enjoying the company of his favourite girl, ENnie. But slowly his behaviour changed. He became more demanding, more expecting of special treatment. When Maya denied him, he got angry and violent, and Sheriff Stringer had to intervene to keep the peace. Since then, Vine hasn't been welcome in the Playhouse, but he's made it clear he will return one day. So you own the Playhouse. What I think I will just quickly do is put the map up so you can have a quick look at Las Vegas.
Yep.
Excellent.
I will share my screen. Okay, so yeah, we have Las Vegas, New Mexico here. It's a decent sized town. It's not enormous. Population of probably about 1,000 any one time. The Playhouse is there, number 4. It's got a prime location on the riverfront. It's got lots of land around it. It's a nice, very, very good spot in Las Vegas, a sought after location. You can see elsewhere. Okay, something's happened. Can you still see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see that there is a central plaza, which is number 17, and around that you have a couple of saloons. You've got the Plaza Saloon, number 9, the Diamond Hotel, which is one of the swankier places in town, number 8, the courthouse at 10, and then you have the sheriff's office at 14. The town is busy. There's plenty going on here. It's a stop on the Santa Fe Trail, so you get quite a lot of incoming and passing trade. But yeah, so that is where you are. Do you have
is the Playhouse just a brothel, or does it also serve drinks and stuff as well, or is it just?
Yeah, it's primarily a bordello, but you serve drinks. There's a bar. There are tables where some people come and play poker. You serve a little bit of food, but principally it's a bordello. Yeah. Any other questions?
Where does Devon Vine reside?
So Devon Vine. Yeah. So the vineyard is. I should find a way of marking it. If you can see, it is this building. This building here, where my mouse is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's quite near the plaza. It's a good spot. He lives above his trading post and general store with his son. I think he may have 2 sons, actually. Yeah, he's got 2 sons, one called Ambrose and one called Curtly.
Ambrose and Curtly.
And they live there with him and help run the store. Vine is in his mid-40s. He's kind of like... He's not short, but he's not tall, but he's quite heavy set and can be very charming. And certainly back in the past, you had a very good relationship with him. But he obviously started to expect a bit too much and started to behave in a beastly way. So since then, neither he nor any of his people have been allowed in the Playhouse. It's quite early on. So late morning, when it's usually quite quiet. Late morning, you have a couple of customers come in. Some people come in for a little bite to eat, and the doors open and 4 men walk in, and you recognise all of them. They're all Vine's men. You haven't had any trouble with them. The trouble you had principally was with Vine. But the 4 of them, a guy called Brandon, a guy called Fletcher, Alejandro, and a guy called Garvin. They all come in. They look tired, like they've been sort of on the trail for a few days. They're not very dirty, but they're not really clean either. And they come in and they go up to the bar and they order themselves some drinks and kind of like lean against the bar and look around, obviously surveying the establishment for a girl to have some time, spend some time with.
So we know they're not welcome here then.
No, they're not welcome here. When Vine was kicked out, you said that he and none of his ilk were welcome. These guys haven't pushed it. They haven't tried to come in before. but obviously they have walked in this morning.
Okay. Are we all
Drink whiskey.
in the
Let's
main
give me
area,
some
or-
whiskey. And they're putting some whiskey. They're being quite loud.
Are we all sort of in the bar area at this point?
I think you're probably all within earshot of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be on a railing up above and observing the bar from below?
Yep,
I
sure.
like that.
That's it.
Absolutely.
What's a Hartford gun coat?
It's
Okay.
Hartford coach gun is a shotgun.
She's straight.
Wow.
It's
Can
quite
I-
a high. It's quite a good quality shotgun. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not any old rubbish.
The likelihood of me having that just near me is unlikely. Otherwise, I would be wielding that in a threatening manner. But
You've probably got it in your room somewhere. I guess like leaning up against behind the door or something.
good. I'm going to go get the shotgun, and then I'm going to come back and lean over, kind of wielding it in one arm, saying, "Brandon, you and your boys aren't welcome here."
Is anybody else doing anything whilst Maya's getting a gun?
Shall I be on the bar? And I'm just polishing a glass, watching them maybe. Just eyeing up at Maya.
Lucille's sort of sidled up to Fanny and is just watching from one of the tables nearby.
And
Maybe to keep the peace for a little bit, I might start getting the drinks, just as a
Okay.
buy some time sort of thing, not to sort of ruffle any feathers.
I feel
Cool.
Yennika's, she's just nodding off. She's gone out, as 16-year-olds do last night, snuck out of her window. She's meant to be doing some studying, and she's just kind of sleeping up against the back corner.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Maya, yeah, you come out with your you're kind of brandishing the shotgun, are you?
Yeah. It's showing my authority that looking down on them like peasants. And,
Okay, so I think the Hartford coach gun is a double barrel shotgun. I'm assuming it's loaded.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I probably should ask in the Old West. I can't just shoot. I can't just shoot them.
No, murder.
There is a lawman, and they have to give me governance of they.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if they don't leave my premises, I'm going to shoot them. Something is allowed.
So
But I have to give them clear warnings before.
I think it's a bit of a grey area. So the usual
Perfect.
defence that people would get away with shooting someone is self-defense. If you shot somebody and they haven't even drawn a gun, then that's quite a difficult one to swing. So
Okay.
if to avoid unnecessary kind of like legal comebacks on you, if you wanted to gun them down, you would probably want them to draw first, or at least be pointing a gun at you, or something similar.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you know the right people, then it doesn't matter if you gun somebody down. If the judge is your best friend, then you might be able to swing it anyway.
Makes sense.
But yeah, self-defense was a very common defense for shooting somebody else in the Old West, and surprisingly effective, you would think,
Okay.
given some of the circumstances.
Yeah.
So, so Brandon looks up at you. He doesn't look too bothered. I mean, you're not pointing the shotgun at him at the moment, are you? Or
Kind of just holding it up.
right? Okay, yeah. I can kind of like holding it with it on your hip or something.
Yeah. While
Yeah,
leaning over
yeah,
the banister down at them.
Full billowing dress.
Yeah.
Brandon looks up and he says, "Come now, Miss Hawkinson. We don't need any of that business. We've had a long few days. We're friends. You like us. We just want a little whiskey to wash away the dust of the trail, and maybe something to eat, and just some company for a few hours. Then we'll be out of your hair. We're not here for any trouble." And whilst he's doing that, a couple of the others, Elias, are kind of like banging the table because you're not being quick enough at getting the whiskey down. And they're like, come on, pour the drinks.
He's going to say, I don't think she's messing around, friend. This quarrel isn't directly with yourself; it's with your boss there. But she's used that shotgun before.
You don't want to make a mess in your own place now, do you?
No.
And we want to spend our hard-earned money, and you're being a little bit unwelcome. I think it's mighty unpleasant's too strong a word, but it's not very neighbourly of you. We're here coming to spend our money, give you our money, and you're waving a shotgun at us.
Darn right I am. You tell that Devon to get better terms with me, and then you can come in here. Until then, you can have those drinks and get the hell out.
Can I? Okay, now, are you trying to intimidate him here, I guess, Maya?
Let's attempt that in an hysterically bad way, shall we?
That's not winning attitude, though.
So I'd like you to make a presence roll, please.
Okay, so...
Now,
She's got to have a good presence.
Presence is a grit-related skill, ability.
Okay.
So add your grit and your presence together, and remember that 5 of those dice in that pool must be a different colour and are your trouble dice.
Okay, so I see grit. I don't see presence. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Second one down, yeah.
Okay. So I've got 2 grit, 2 presence.
Okay, so that gives you 4 dice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a bonus dice because you are holding your shotgun.
Okay. Are they all the same colour, or?
So that'll be 5 dice. So they are all trouble dice, yeah.
Okay.
5 dice. If you had 6, one of them would be a normal die and the rest would be trouble. But because you're 5, the whole pool is trouble dice.
I'm waiting for James to roll 5 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun
Gun
start,
goes up in his hand.
Give us a good start, James.
Yeah.
And then you roll against Brandon's insight.
Okay.
He's trying to resist your presence, your intimidation.
So I've got some dice. Yeah. So a 4, 3, a 5, a nuclear symbol, and a 3. Is that a 6?
Oh yeah,
Or is
but
that
it's
a
in
1?
the
Yeah.
yeah. You haven't got the any actual dice on you, so you're using the roll 0. Yeah, so those symbols would be a 6.
Yeah. So basically, a result of 2 to 5 is just nothing. You don't need to worry about those.
Yeah.
Only results of any 6 on any die is a success.
Okay.
A 1 on a trouble die is trouble. A 1 on a non-trouble die, don't worry about it.
Okay, so I've got 1 6 and 0 ones.
No ones. Okay. So he also rolled 1 success. So did you want to push that? Now, in pushing that, you would spend a point of faith, and then you would roll all the dice that weren't a 6 or a 1 on trouble. So keep the 6 you've got, and roll the other 4 dice and see if you can get another 6. Now, of course, if you roll a 1 on those trouble dice, you might suffer some trouble.
It matters.
Just click the push button on the.
Just pushed it. Yeah, so I've got 2 6s, 3 3, and a 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right.
Too many dice.
No, that's 5. Should be 5 dice, shouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. So you beat him. So you got 1 more success than him, but he doesn't look like he wants to leave. So in doing that, you've caused him some damage. So in this game, you have 4 attributes: grit, which is basically your kind of physical strength and endurance, presence; quick, which is your dexterity, effectively hand-eye coordination; cunning, which is how you get on in the world. Do you just understand how the world works? And docility, which is how good are you at learning? How well do you soak up education and things that you read or things that you hear? So I think he's going to take a point to his cunning because you got 1 more success than him, that converts into damage to his cunning or docility. But in this case, I'm going to choose cunning because it's making him a bit angry. Damage to cunning is called vexes, and so you get a little bit angrier. Damage to docility is called doubts, so you become more doubtful about what you're doing and about what the situation is.
Okay.
But yes, so he's not angry, but you can see he's a little bit riled at you trying to intimidate him to leave, and he's not minded to go. And he says, "I'm doing nothing wrong here. I'm being law-abiding. I'm being polite. All I want to do is spend a little bit of time and enjoy myself with my friends here." Now, Elias, have you poured the whiskies, or have you not done that yet?
So I haven't, but having heard that Maya's offered one drink and then you're out. I was wondering if I could kind of perform. Would perform potentially be like a little bit of showman? Like, come on, lads, let's all sit down, have a drink. Is that not?
So performing is it does include that kind of stuff. It also includes persuasion and charming people and seducing people and that kind of stuff. Whereas presence is intimidating, performing is more persuading.
So could I do that to try and like ease the tension and be like, you got one drink, and because I get some, I can use performing to. I've got a voice skill talent. Right.
Okay. Yeah. The voice.
So I can use to draw the attention of everyone within short range. They stop what they're doing and listen to you for D6 rounds. Maybe I don't know if that's not topical for right now, or could I do that to kind of diffuse the situation?
So in doing that, you basically, if you did that, you would be getting everyone looking at you.
Yes.
And listening to you. So not looking at you angrily, but so your use of your voice allows you to draw the attention of people around you, so they then listen to you and they stop what they're doing.
Okay.
So you can definitely try and do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's try that to diffuse the tension a little bit. So come on, guys. The woman's she's not messing about, but she's been kind enough and general enough to offer you a drink, which is a lot better than buckshot up your ass. So let's come on, we'll put some of the better whiskey down, and he's gonna just try and relax things.
Cool. Okay, make your performing roll. So again, that will now be performing is a cunning skill, I believe. No,
it's docility.
Yeah.
So 4 and 4. So I've got 8 altogether.
8. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. This is my top thing. This is what's leaning into it.
I haven't got.
You're a very kind of persuasive, calming influence.
Yeah.
He now only has 5 dice for his insight, because insight is a cunning skill, and he's lost a point of cunning. So when you lose a point, you lose the dice as well.
You've weakened them then.
Gradually weakened.
I rolled nothing. I'm going to push it.
Okay. So did you have any ones on your trouble dice?
No ones, no 6s, no nothing.
Okay, so spend a point of faith, and you can then roll the lot again.
Bland?
This is where I destroy the... Yes.
Yeah.
I spill the whiskey. Okay, that's 4 successes.
Okay, any ones on
no
trouble?
Ones.
Nice.
Right, okay, so he got no successes. You got 4 successes. So so you're trying to persuade him. That results in basically damage to his docility. Doubts. He only has 2 docility, so he's broken. So he's basically out of the scene, effectively. He kind of sits down meekly and is like, yes, okay. I'll enjoy this drink, and then I'll be gone. He kind of downs it and then like doffs his hat to Maya, and he leaves. The other guys around him are like, Brandon, you lily-livered. Oh, what are you doing? You cur! Turning your back on this situation. What are you doing?
I think Yenneker would have woken up by now. She's going to get up. She's 16, but she's dressed like a cowboy. She's the only woman in the room who's not in the lovely flowing skirts and such like, I assume, unless Ma is dressed. I don't know. How's Ma dressed, James?
Ma is dressed to run the playhouse today, so she is looking fine.
I look like I'm dressed. We're going to go and rustle some cattle, and I'm going to head over to the bar and pat Elias on the shoulder and says, "You're too kind, Elias. You're too kind." And I'll turn to the other 3 and said, "Ma told you boys to get out. Get out." And I will take out a Spencer carbine lever action rifle that I keep behind the bar, and I'll just put it. In fact, no, I'm going to point it at the one nearest to me.
Okay, so that's Fletcher Rivers. His name is.
I'll point it right in his face.
Okay. And what are you trying to intimidate them then. And what are you trying to get them to do? Leave?
Trying to get them to leave. So
Okay, so make a presence roll then.
Presence roll. Oh, I'm going to be so... Oh, I've got a 1. And
and it's your grit.
And it's my grit, which is 4. I've got really good stats and no skills. It's like
Do you get a bonus for the weapon anyway? Is there any like...
the guns will have bonuses for being used. I think I will give you a bonus die for pointing the gun in his face in this moment.
Nice. Comes to a total of 6. So I've got 5 trouble die.
Yep.
1 other die. Oh, okay. 3 successes and 1 trouble.
Okay, so 3 successes. That's so good. You gain a point of faith.
Hey!
So the trouble doesn't make any difference unless you choose to push the roll.
Okay.
Which you might. It's up to you because you think you've done really well, but Rivers is looking at you with a steely eye, and is not at the moment being intimidated by your attempt. You may push the roll if you wish.
When you got one back already,
definitely be trouble because I can't push.
So what you can do though is spend a point of faith to buy off that trouble die and re-roll it.
Okay, so that'll be 2 points of faith in total.
It will be 2 points of faith, but you get to re-roll and you get to re-roll the 1.
Go on then.
Plus you just gained 1 as well, so you're only down 1.
Only down 1. Let's go for it. And I will roll another success and nothing else. Nice.
Okay. So you succeed. You get 1. You get 1 success more than he did. Where do we have him? He's here. So I think. Okay. So again, similarly to Brandon, you are intimidating him a little bit, but he's not back down entirely. But what he does do is he stands up and he takes a couple of steps back and he drops his hand towards his hip.
Okay.
His 2 mates stand up as well. And he says, Maya, you better get this little whelp under control because there are men here and we don't want to hurt little girls. But if they start pointing guns into people's faces, then they're liable to get hurt.
You watch your mouth. Ain't no men here that I can see in front of me.
Can I walk out from beside the bar and flank one of them on the side? So I'm along with them in the bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sort of get on their sides to sort of intimidate them a little bit that way. And if they're drawing their gun, I'll draw in my gun at this point as well.
I say, I'll do basically the opposite.
So we can
the other
pin
side
them
of them. And
either side.
My skirt is hoisted.
And go, I wouldn't do that if I was you. You've been asked to leave. I suggest you leave now.
Look around, gents. There's a lot more guns here than you might have realised. I've got my Derringer in my hand. I've got probably the smallest gun.
I've got Lucille with her foot up on the stool, skirt lifted, and a gun tucked into the garter.
Yeah. Loaded to the nose.
A nice surprise for your customers, I guess.
That's daily life, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes you get time wasters and troublemakers around here. So.
Okay, there's a moment's standoff. The other people in the bar are watching this and looking pretty uncomfortable. When the door thuds open, the main door to the street, and Devon Vine walks in.
There we go.
And he says, "I can hear this trouble from out on the street, and I thought I'll just come in and help you ladies out."
Look to Maya.
Yeah, looking
you banned him.
Looking to Ma.
I'm going to look down at Devon. I was wondering if I could charm him in some way. But my brain's not making any connections apart from something rude. I'll just go, Devon, you know your boys aren't welcome in here until we get this sorted out between us. Please ask them to leave before I come down there and show all these gentlemen how to throw a man out of the door.
Well, that's very fine words there, Maya. I know you're a fiery lady, but there's no need for any of this. There's no need for your place to suffer trouble ever again. And the way that's going to happen is I'm going to foreclose on that $500 debt you owe me. And I'm going to take the playhouse unless you can raise that money in 3 days. $750 with interest. I got the judge on my side. Judge Mackenzie is going to deliver his ruling on my case against you. And the house will be forfeit unless you can get me my money. Don't worry, I won't throw you straight on the street. You'll all have jobs here working for me, so you can stay here. It's okay. But tidy the place up, because I'll be back in 2 days. And he goes, boys, let's go.
Do I have any evidence that I've paid that back? Not really.
No, I don't think you've got anything written. Yeah, we haven't got a receipt or anything like that. No. But I think it's reasonably common knowledge, or at least that's the story that has always been out there. But Devon is now obviously claiming that you haven't paid the money back. And it's like
Okay.
he lets his 3 guys go.
Yeah.
And
Who has a better relationship with the judge, me or Devon?
you know who the judge is. I don't suppose you're very good friends with him, though. You'd know him well enough to nod to him in the street. He might not nod back at you, being a bordello madam. It might be a bit beneath his status. But he'll know who you are for sure. As the men go out, Devon just looks at them and says, remember, 2 days, $750. And he turns around and he walks out. And as he goes out and the door starts to close behind him, you can hear him shout, Brandon, you're fired, buddy.
Okay.
Ma, you said you'd paid that debt.
I don't owe any man any money anymore. I paid that debt a long time ago. I need to smooch up to this judge, and we need to get a comeuppance on this Devon guy.
That snake.
I'll look
Walks
to
in here like that.
Sorry, I'd look to Lucille and Fanny and go, well, luckily we got some good smooching going on in the room.
$750 is a big call, though. I'd rather run him out of town. Don't like no man walking over us like that.
I just need to talk in private with you all if you can come up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stroll up.
Yeah, you've got a couple of other people on the staff who can look after the bar and that whilst...
Yeah, I just don't want us to publicly decide what we're going to do, and then the person's going to go.
As we walk up, I'm like,
Sheriff.
Scribble McGrath's face in the corner.
As we walk up, I'm saying to Jenica, look at that guy's face when you pointed your carbine at him was priceless.
The patch on his trousers said so much more.
I think they left a few more yellow stains on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're having the squeeze on us from Devon. So we need to do several things. One, we either need to smooch up to the judge, bribe the judge, or make him look guilty, incriminate him in some way. Or two, we need to deal with Devon. Either make him ill favor with the law, either something naturally he's doing and just bring it forth to the sheriff, or something we're going to have to plan for the sheriff. Either way, that should turn the judge in our favor, and then Devon should say goodbye.
I'm sure.
Just throwing out there. That's a quick and easy way to fix this problem.
Did you say kill him?
Kill him.
Sounds good to me.
I'm not against it, but
No loose ends.
He's done it in a public place. The first person the sheriff will call on will be my establishment if he passes away.
We are not murderers.
I killed a bear. We can take him.
We're good people.
Got a hard life.
The people of this town, they know who we are. They know we're above board, and they all know what Devon's like. I'm sure we're not the first to have been roughhoused by his men and forced out of good, honest businesses. Maybe we could talk to the town and bring them together.
Ooh, rustle up a posse. Not against that.
Yeah, too much faith in humanity. Too much faith.
Yeah. When God tests us, it's a chance
Everyone
to
looks
prove our
after
work.
themselves in these places. We need to take what's ours.
So can I get you all to make a book learning roll? So this is going to
try.
This is going to be so. Okay, don't roll it all yourself. So this is a group roll. Okay. So the person with the best book learning can make the roll, and they can get dice of assistance from others who have got points in book learning ability.
I have one book learning.
I've got
so one. This reflects you as a group, what you as a group can remember.
I like that.
Anyone got higher than one?
I got 0.
What's your
in their books?
So remember, you
add
your docility as well to that. Yeah.
Docility.
All right. So total, I get to 4.
Oh, same as me. You might as well go. You're the boss landlady. You're building on the line.
Okay, and so who of the rest of you have got skill points in book learning?
No.
Just Fanny.
One of you. Okay, so you can get 1 extra point of assistance.
Okay, so that'd be 5. Then.
Extra die of assistance, yeah.
Another learning stuff.
What about the 16-year-old? She was meant to be learning back there. What was she reading?
I was looking at the pictures.
Okay, so is this 5 trouble dice or?
Yes, they'd all be trouble dice, yeah.
Ooh, okay. So I've got a 4, 5, a 1, and 2 6s.
Ooh.
Okay, so you don't need to push the roll, so the 1 doesn't matter. It's only when you push that the ones are activated.
Okay.
2 successes. Okay, you remember. You don't know this person, but you remember Devon Vine having a lady friend called Mary Strachan. Not a wife or a mistress, but a lady companion. Not a prostitute either. That's not what I mean. So, like a female companion that kind of a relationship is sort of keeping under the radar a little bit. And yeah, she's a well-respected woman in town. Again, you won't know her because she'd never sully herself by coming into the playhouse. But I think you probably know who she is. You'd recognise her.
Okay. Okay. I've got several ideas if people want to hear them.
I'd love to, as long as one involves killing.
Never seen us wrong, man.
If you think talking can sort this out, Ma, you go ahead.
I think Lucille and Fanny should have a word with Mary and see if they can get any info off Mary Strachan. Who
you want us to rap?
Well,
that's what it takes.
Such aggressive.
She's been personal. She's been personal with Devon, so we'll most likely be able to know any incriminating pillow talk from him. Mm-hmm. I think, Ellis, you should befriend Elias and give him a job. Elias, you should befriend Brandon and give him a job who's just recently been fired. There's no better than a man scorned to give information away.
I like that.
I like it.
But to us. Mm.
And
we gave him a drink.
And I think
you made him wet himself.
It's a combination.
And I think Jenica and I should go see what the situation is with this judge, if he's turnable to our side or not.
He must have something with this judge, right? So maybe there's something more to it.
Yeah,
something we're missing.
I want to find out what's going on. Why is this push happening?
Maybe the judge could be open to a bribe that's less than $750.
Or he's being blackmailed.
But need to discreetly find out some more information about the judge and talk to him.
Sounds good.
That's my 3 approaches I see at the moment. And then from there we can decide which screw to turn.
Let the party do all 3.
Mm-hmm. I don't see no goblins around here. I think we'll be good.
Yeah, so that's the ideas I've got. I don't know, mechanically, is it a good idea to try all three of those, or should we just focus on one in the game style?
I like the because what time limit are we on?
We've got 3 days.
3 days.
2 days. Thought it was 2.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days.
Left.
So we can't all just tromp from location to location like a D&D party.
Splitting up might be good.
We've got so I think splitting up and doing different things. We've got the right because we've got the talkie guy to go and chat someone up. We've got a couple ladies to talk to the lady, and then I'm a wild card, so you've got to keep an eye on me. Makes sense. Like it.
Cool.
Just be careful. Like he's not above anything.
Give you a
I better get changed into my talking clothes.
Talking close.
Talking and walking clothes.
Yeah, I'll probably get look more respectable if I'm going out than I probably am just at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so who do we want to go with first? Which thing do you want to do first?
You want to do Mary Strachan first with Lucille and Fanny?
Yeah, it sounds good.
I am riled up after that bar nearly having a fight. Oh.
Fanny's angry.
All right, Fanny, let's take it calm for a start. Let's just have a chat with the lady.
I know you
We don't know what she's been through.
You've heard of good cop, bad cop?
I'm not against the roughing another lady up. Let's try to avoid it if we can.
We'll see what kind of persuasion she's open to.
Okay, I think you take a couple of hours walking around town trying to spot her, and you eventually see her in the Montezuma Hotel in the cafe. They're having a lunch and a cup of coffee. On the map, it's to the north of Las Vegas, if you can see the map still.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So number 1 is the Montezuma Hotel, so it's quite close to where you are. It's not too far away. But you've probably spent, like I said, a few hours wandering around the town trying to find it. And yeah, she's in there. She's sitting with another woman, and they look very prim and proper, quite nicely dressed, and they're having coffee and cakes.
Would we stand out in this establishment if we were to walk in?
So the Montezuma Hotel it's not a fancy place. I mean, the Imperial Hotel, I think, is it the Imperial? Diamond Hotel is kind of fancier in the town. That's where the likes of the judge would go. But here, no, you're she does look a cut above most people in here, but you're fitting in, yeah.
Nice.
So who is it? Lucille and Fanny has gone for this one then?
Yeah, Lucille and Fanny have gone in, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I suggest, Lucille, we walk in and see if we can get ourselves a nice little table nearby just to observe for a while.
Well,
maybe have a little eavesdrop if you want to do the subtle approach.
Yeah, we can try listening in. Maybe see if we can interject ourselves into their conversations.
Yeah, the natural flow of conversation.
Okay. I think you can get a table quite close to them without any too much bother. You might come here quite often anyway, potentially. It's not too far from where you are. They're not making any efforts to be subtle or covert. They're talking about things going on in town. They're talking about sort of what's in the newspaper, some of the recent banditry on the road between Las Vegas and up north into Colorado. A little bit about some nice clothes they've got coming in on the next stage that they've ordered. But nothing. It's all quite mundane stuff.
Okay. What was this lady's name again, sorry?
Mary Strachan.
Mary Strachan. Are there any spare seats near them? Like at their table?
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple of chairs there still. Yeah, there's only 2 of them at the table.
Cool. I'm going to give Lucille the nod. I'm going to puff myself up a little bit. I'm going to take a seat at their table and tell the other lady to scram. We got business to talk.
Okay. Mary gives you a look like, I don't know, you're probably too young to remember Mary Whitehouse, but that kind of angry, almost incandescently angry inside, but trying not to show it kind of look. And she says, young lady, that's most impertinent. You've not been invited. I think you should leave. You should apologise and then you should leave.
I'll make it as loud as I can and say, your mate Devon wasn't welcome at our establishment and he forced himself in. We have business. You can take it up with Devon later tonight.
Now, Mary, I am sorry for my friend Fanny. She's a little riled up. You have to understand.
It's a very good cop back cop.
Devon has been a little on the aggressive side with members of our establishment. I'm sure you understand.
Aggressive, Lucille. He pulled a gun on us. I won't have it. Threatening my Maya.
We were hoping for a quieter conversation. It's like glaring at Fanny.
Great good cop. Wink.
Hoping you could help us a little bit. Just to calm the man down, you know?
Okay. One of you, whichever one, so you're trying to intimidate and persuade at the same time.
Yeah.
One of you can make
Situation for everyone.
one of you can make a roll. Which one do you wish to kind of succeed with? Which one are you majoring on? Intimidating or persuading?
Ooh.
He's got the stats.
How persuasive are you, Lucille?
I mean,
What does intimidation come under grit, or is it something else if you're being threatening physically?
It's presence. So it's presence and grit.
presence.
Yeah.
Whereas I could arguably use performing to persuade somebody a little bit with
absolutely.
sweet words.
Yeah.
Let's go with you.
I'm not bad at
I've
that.
roughened them up for you. You bring it home.
All right. Okay. Fanny, make a presence roll.
Lucille or
No, Fanny.
me? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for each success, Lucille can have a bonus die.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Like you said, you're softening them up first by being angry and unpleasant.
I always
It's a
thought
unique
good cop
approach.
went first.
Usually,
Not in the Wild West.
It's a different time.
Okay, so I've only got 4 grit and no presence. I'm all talk.
Okay. So roll 4 dice then. And there will be trouble die.
I got 1 success, but no ones.
Okay. So Lucille, you get a bonus dice to add to your pool for the softening up.
Bring it home.
4 in docility and 2 in performing. So 5 trouble, 1 normal dice, and then 1 bonus normal dice for the help.
Exactly, yeah. So
nice.
7 in your pool, 5 of them are trouble dice.
Ooh, 1 success.
Did you wish to push that?
I'm 1 trouble. Yeah, I am
Maya
going to push
down. Come on.
We're already in trouble.
it. I know. I want to see what happens with trouble, so I'm not going to remove the trouble dice. I'm just going to re-roll.
Nice.
So it costs 1 faith to re-roll, but you then leave that die of trouble as a 1.
It's fun.
It's not added any small successes, but it has added more trouble.
Oh, no.
2 trouble.
All right, so
Yeah.
she got 1 success as well. So you're basically kind of locked horns on this, and she's not giving, but neither are you. So 2 points of trouble. So what we do now is you roll a d6, and I cross-refer that on the mental and social trouble table.
Ooh.
If you roll a 6, that'll go to the 3rd level. That's like rolling another die of trouble, and we'll see what you get.
I roll
A 1.
A 1. Okay. Okay, your confidence is badly shaken by that really evil, icy look in her eye. And you take 1 point of doubts. So you lose a point of docility. Because she's...
Uh-oh.
you can just see the icy, sharp, like dagger sharp look in her eye.
Maybe that's the right approach.
Note to self: don't send Fanny to talk to.
Hey, it wasn't the talking that was the problem. I was going to throw down.
And she says, I repeat my request of a moment ago that you girls apologise and be on your merry way.
This isn't over. And I ain't apologising to no one. And I'll huff off here and tell the seal to come on, let's go.
We've been as reasonable as we possibly can. Let's go.
I really am sorry. I swear, man. But if you could help us at all, please come down to the playhouse. Just have a talk. We'd appreciate it. And kind of sheepishly sidle off.
Okay, so make another performing roll then as you leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Just to see whether this has any effect on her.
Okay, Fanny's not there then.
Yeah, true.
yeah.
No, I'm not giving you a bonus dice because Fanny's not there now.
No, that's fair.
2
might be a
successes,
part,
1
yeah.
trouble.
Okay, so you've got 2 successes. The trouble doesn't matter unless you push.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not going to push that. So
No.
2 successes. So you say this, and you think maybe there was a slight thawing of the ice in her eye as you kind of like politely make your entreaty and then leave. But you don't know whether that'll have any long-lasting effect. But okay, as you two leave, there is a little, people in the Montezuma Hotel did overhear this and are kind of watching you as you leave a little bit, kind of as bystanders do, not wanting to get involved, but a bit of rubbernecking.
That's what we wanted. Get the town talking.
And you're back out on the street.
Now, Fanny, I might need to teach you a little bit about decorum.
Well,
Ain't usually much use for it round here, but occasionally it can get you through to people like that.
if it worked, it would have worked. It didn't work.
That's
Don't talk about it, Lucille.
Is that your motto? If it would have worked, it would have worked. I've heard worse mottos, I have to say. I've heard a worse motto. Okay, Elias, are you then going to look for Brandon? Is that your plan?
Yeah, I thought I might find him in a bar somewhere, but I know him, right? You said I knew all these people.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. You've
Not Paddy, but
no, you've known them for probably a year or two. Yeah, because they've obviously Brandon's been Vine's man for as long as you can remember.
oh, it's a long time. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Playhouse hasn't been here that long. The Playhouse has been here probably a couple of years.
Okay.
So,
Would I know what his haunts are?
yeah, I think you've probably got a pretty good idea. I think you probably find him in the Hot Spring Hotel, which is number 7 on the map,
Okay.
which is over here, just over the Galinas Creek. I think that is, isn't it? Yep, Galinas Creek is the little tributary of the Rio Galinas.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a spit and sawdust place. It's a bit grim. It's a bit rough. And yeah, you look in through the window or through the door, and you can see him at the bar on his own, punched over a bottle of whiskey.
So I have a penchant for timing, being a performer. So I wait till he's about to order, and I bust him through the swinging doors.
Yep.
I'm like, make that two, barkeep, and I'm paying. And I sit down next to him, slam down the dollar bill of grit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
For a prime whiskey. Brandon. What happened, Brandon?
And he's like, "What?
I knew your puppy. I knew your puppy before you got run over by that cart horse. You were a good kid one time.
We don't talk about Papa's death. It's a sore point still.
Well, it used to be. I mean,
the fact that it was Mama that ran him over is, neither here nor there.
tragic tale told, but I mean, you weren't always a shitheel. You had a few good moments.
If this is a pep talk, Elias, then can we move on to the peppy part, please?
I'm just.
He's a little bit drunk, and he
Yeah, that's good. That's how I wanted to catch him. I'm just busting your chops, Brandon. I heard what happened there. I don't think that relationship was good for you anyway. He's well, as you. I mean, you've worked for him long enough. I feel bad for our little part in getting you fired.
Well,
I wonder if we might have a little chat.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. So, yeah. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you see, this has all come a little out of the blue for us. You know, I'm sure as far as you know, as well as we do, that those $500 were paid off some time ago. And all of a sudden, this is all the dust is kicked up, and we find you boys and then your boss there last night or early today.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty drunk. Sorry. And I didn't get the courage to get in here in that dramatic way. It took longer than I thought. But yeah, well, you know, just wondering what's happened. Keep them coming, barkeep. And
make a performing roll.
okay. It's my top stat.
I've
So
just realised that you're the most talkative, best at persuading one, and we've sent you to go and talk to the henchman.
Yeah, but
If we can pull the
maybe he knows it
henchman,
all.
he might know all the info. So you know.
Yeah, he's the wild card. Oh wait, it's five yellows. Sorry,
5 trouble dice, yeah.
That is 2 successes. Do I push it?
I mean, 2 successes is
pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 1 success is enough to succeed.
Okay.
So anything over that is a bonus. Yeah, he's a bit drunk, so he's perhaps a little bit more loose-lipped. And I think having reflected on what happened in the morning, he's a bit angry. And he says, "Well, I'm a bit mighty pissed off at what happened, and getting fired by Mr. Vine in such unceremonious circumstances is gripping my shit a little bit."
Public, yeah.
And after all, I just did what he told me to do. He sent me in there to rile things up, and I did that. I did exactly what he wanted me to. But it is what it is, I guess. I have to go and find another job. I mean, there's plenty of jobs for ranch hands around here. So,
Well, Brandon, I mean, I'm happy. Maya's actually had a little word in my ear, and we maybe we need another helping hand around the place. The latrines are overflowing. It's a real mess. And perhaps I could use a little help.
And that job's better than riding the range and bringing the steers in, is it? Clearing out your latrines.
I mean, we might.
It sounds like a mighty fine offer there, Elias. But I think
maybe Maya can be stretched to a bit of fence repairs as well. I mean,
I guess you're the guy who cleans the latrines right now, so I guess it's in your interest to get somebody under you on the ladder.
As much as I like doing it.
I'm not sure how Mr. Vine is going to take it if I take up employment in the Playhouse, and in 2 days' time he's then the boss of the Playhouse, and it doesn't look too good for me. I think it might make more sense for me just to ride on and get a job out on the range somewhere.
Well, listen, Brandon. God works in mysterious ways, and it's not over yet. We just need a little bit of information. There's more to this, as I'm sure you know. And,
well, as I said, I was just following Mr. Vine's orders. He sent me and the boys in to cause a bit of a ruckus this morning.
No interesting characters hanging around Devon's establishment? Or any such like?
Miss Strachan's comes in every now and then. I mean, she doesn't spend the night, but his boys are there. They they get a harder time than we do from their pa. He he wails on them something rotten, and they're hard done by boys. They beating up on them so hard is Vine thinks he's making them stronger, but I don't think it's helping those boys any.
That must piss them off. Something awful.
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't talk to me about it, but you can see it in their face.
Well, listen, Brandon, I got a direct line to Maya. She doesn't quite. I'm not calling the shots or anything, but she's a good boss. A lot better than Devon. And if you were to come under our roof, I'm sure you'd be looked after. And I've heard you're not a bad shot either. Should the situation arise when there's perhaps more rough individuals push their luck a little once too many times.
Are you trying to
convince him to join us, because I think, well, we might need more people anyway, but I've also got some good information in terms of his boys might be pissed off at him.
Okay, make another performing roll then.
Okay. Maybe my joke about the latrines wasn't that cool.
Hope your character's funnier than you were.
I know, right? Just one success.
Okay, he says, leave that bottle that you bought over here, and I'll have a think about what you said, Elias. It was kind of you to come and commiserate at my loss of my job.
Seems fair. All the best to you, Brandon. Good luck in the future. And he pats him on the shoulder and trots off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and as you leave, you can hear the clink of glass on glass as he's filling his glass and filling it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Down.
Okay, the judge.
Okay.
Maya and Yenica. Okay, I think you find the judge having his lunch in the what was the hotel? The Diamond Hotel on the Plaza. Nicest place in town. Best food, best drink, best clientele.
Can I get lunch there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the other people there, I think, look at you a little askance when you walk in. And there might be a little bit of sharp intake of breath from a couple of the people that the Bordello madam is coming here to the classiest place in town. But no one says anything. It's just, whispers behind hands and knowing looks, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. I'll slip the waiter a bit to get us placed closer to the judge for lunch.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll let you do that. That's absolutely fine. Might take you a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
And yeah, they can place you on a table near the judge. The judge is sitting there. He's obviously eating with one of his staff and somebody else from the town. One of the business people you recognise. You can't remember his name, but he's a cattleman.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a way to get in.
I can take Fanny's example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. I don't know how effective that would be. I was more trying to charm my way in
Okay, yeah. So
Remember, if it works, it works. Tried and tested.
I'm going to do the classic my heel broke and stumble onto the judge and
Love it.
pretend I've sprained my ankle, and hopefully the charming men will come to my aid.
Okay, I'm going to make you make a performing roll for that.
Okay.
Because you're trying to... Yeah. You are trying to perform.
Yeah. Would that count as charming as well? Because then I get +1 to performing.
Jennifer's not there with you then?
Yenica's there.
She's there, okay.
Yeah.
Just confirming.
I'll have put on something a little nicer with blue jeans underneath.
Yeah, still jeans.
Okay, so
are you carrying your rifle, Jenica?
Did we have to ride over here?
No.
No, I won't have my rifle.
Well, you could have ridden, but it's only a few. How far is it?
I'm going to assume that if I'd have walked in holding a rifle, I probably would have been asked not to.
It's about 1,000 feet to walk.
Oh, yeah.
So a few hundred meters.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that wouldn't have been a good idea. I will have a knife on my person, though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you would have got... You would have got some pushback if you'd walked in with the rifle. Yeah. Kind of like... Yeah.
So performance is 3. My docility is 3. And I've got charming +1, so 7.
7 dice, 5 of which are trouble.
All right, so 5 trouble and then
2 normal.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a real mix. Okay, so the trouble one, I get a 6, a 1, a 6, a 3, and a 4. So that's 2 success, 1 fail, and then the normal one is just 1 fail and a 5.
Yeah, so the ones on the normal dice don't matter at all. You don't need to worry about those.
Okay.
The ones on your trouble only apply if you push the roll.
Okay, so I got 2 success and
2 successes. You don't need to push the roll. Yeah, so that looks reasonably, realistic. Doesn't look like you faked it too badly. You do a little trip and fall in a kind of helpless, help me kind of way. What, onto the floor or into his lap, or
it's more into their kind of booth area, kind of onto them, using them as a kind of a breaking my fall kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So you do that, and the judge obviously reacts very surprised, as do the others, and they kind of help you to your feet and say, madam, take a seat. Are you badly hurt?
You're all so charming, gentlemen. Thank you. Such kind men around these parts. Oh, my ankle. It's just... waiter, can I just get some ice? And kind of just kind of like I'm just making myself at peace around their table. So good to see you all today. I had some questions with some of you anyway, but it's glad to have run into you like this. And I'll just, be very friendly and almost subtly just start ordering food and drinks with them.
Okay, well, the judge kind of like misses your comment that I wanted to talk to you anyway, which you might have found a bit odd.
Yeah.
But he's like, get the lady a drink, and I think they might look a little bit askance if you start ordering yourself some lunch.
No, yeah.
But Yenneker, what are you doing?
Doing the Fanny approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a chair and sit down, but I'm gonna be sort of like side on to the table, sort of ostensibly leaning in, but where I can watch the rest of the room. So keeping an eye out in case there's any kind of signals, any trouble arrives, any sort of security comes in. So not really paying attention to what they're doing, trying to keep an eye on the room.
Okay,
cool. She's letting Mama work while she...
1,000 times.
I'll get the men merry and have a quaint conversations with them, and bring up my thoughtful issues with Devon. The guy with having some money issues at the moment, and coming up with some silly remarks that I owe him money from a debt I long paid years ago.
The judge kind of looks a little bit confused, and he says, "Are you feeling better now? Your ankle feeling better?"
Yes, the ice in this place is sorting my ankle delightfully well.
Was this entirely a ruse to come and talk with me?
Oh, heaven forbid! A charming gentleman. I'd always love a charming conversation with you.
Okay, make a performing roll.
Okay.
I just want to see how charmed he is by your approach, or whether you're irritating and boring him.
Okay.
Stupid man.
I was convinced.
Okay, so I got a 6, a 1, That's it. The rest were
Is that a 1 on trouble dice?
No, that was in the green. So my other one's the normal one.
Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, yeah, I think you do see a little glimmer of a wry little smile at the corner of his mouth, and he's a little bit diverted by the whole thing. He's finding it a little bit amusing, and he shares a glance with the other two men, and because they were both a little bit confused and concerned, but they see that the judge is taking it in good spirits, and they both kind of relax a little bit as well. And the judge says, it's not usual for me to discuss, official judicial business over lunch. He's obviously lying because he does all of his discussions about judicial business over lunch. And he says, but Miss Hawkinson, I'll give you a moment to express your concerns at whatever they may be.
Do I have? I don't have any proof that I paid off a debt or that there is even a debt, right?
No, I think it was probably reasonably common knowledge at the time that Vine had lent you money. I think it was probably reasonably common knowledge that you'd paid him back.
Yeah.
But this is probably a year ago now, maybe even slightly longer. So I think the consensus, the story that's around town is that he lent you money, you paid him back, you fell out, and he got kicked out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of as far as it goes.
Okay.
But there's no actual proof to stand up in court.
Yeah.
It's a handshake.
Other than testimony, and then it would be your word against his.
Yeah. It's all hearsay. It's such a silly thing. Just because he's having money troubles, he's trying to make out that I hadn't paid him back. Now it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm almost trying to spread a rumor that his men should be worried that they're not going to get paid because of the money troubles he's having at the moment.
Right. Okay.
Mean.
Well, no, because I'm setting the seeds of dissidence, which will slowly get back to his men, saying, "Hey, I heard they ain't got money to pay us this month."
Okay. The judge listens. I
have no idea if Devon is in money trouble or not.
No.
I just assume he is if he's wanting my money.
Yeah, he listens to you. Make another performing roll. See how well your
I'm going to muck one of these up.
your tales land.
Oh no, that was even better. Okay, 2 success and trouble, and that's it. That was it. Everything else was the no ones.
Okay, so he's kind of, you think he's believing what you're saying.
Okay,
and he says, he looks a little concerned, and he says, Mr. Vine has money trouble. Where I haven't heard anything along those lines. Where did that come from?
People gossip in my establishment. It's probably just hearsay, but I can look into it for you if you want.
Well, naturally, if a important man for Las Vegas like Mr. Vine is in financial difficulties, then it behoves us to like to know that and to take the appropriate action.
Well, I'll do you a favor, honey. I'll go look into it for you and see what info I can find out.
That would be very very neighbourly of you. I mean, on the case of the Playhouse, yes, I do have a case brought before me, which I shall be ruling on tomorrow. That it does seem, until now anyway, it does seem compelling that Mr. Vine had a case, and I was going to rule in his favour.
I hope I can hopefully persuade your mind with some evidence or some. I've got plenty of witnesses of that. Clearly, there's been no debt for many years now. I don't know what the timescale is, but
Probably a year, maybe a bit longer. Yeah. He says, "Okay, well, I'll be interested to hear what you come up with before I get to the courthouse tomorrow and make my final adjudication on the matter.
But of course.
Now, if you're feeling better, Miss Hawkinson, I have to return to work.
Oh, of course. I've got a lunch date with my darling daughter. And I step up, hobbling a little bit to my own table. Oh, thank you very much, gentlemen. You're so kind. And I'll depart.
They nod respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still think the Fanny method would doing better.
Punch the judge.
And how did you end up in jail? Well, cool. All right, we'll have lunch and then.
So I guess you all reconvene back at the Playhouse sort of later that afternoon.
I don't remember getting lunch. Just saying.
So I think if Maya and Yenneker, if you're having a nice, reasonably relaxed lunch together, you gain a point of faith each.
Ooh, lovely.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
So do we reconvene and go to the private room in the Playhouse to discuss? Or?
Let's reconvene and discuss what we've learned. Lucille, Fanning, what have you found out from Mary?
Wow.
A whole horse bag of nothing.
Yeah. To make a joke at Lucille's expense, I'll say that there's only one thing good her tongue's at, and it's not talking.
Oh dear.
Open the environment we're in.
So catty.
Very classy. Fanny's a very classy lady. She works the bar for a reason.
One day,
Not
Fanny.
the
One day, Fanny. These jokes are going to backfire on you.
On all of us.
Elias, did you encourage Brandon to join our fold?
I may have leaned too hard on a joke about cleaning latrines, which I know is normally my job, but he may come around and we may expect a visit from him. Interestingly enough, though, he did mention, good Brandon did mention that his sons are perhaps not as happy with the situation as, well, their current situation as they might be. Devin's about as harsh on them as well, maybe even harsher on them as he is on everyone else. So they might be someone to speak to if we want to get a little more information. Maybe if we can offer them something that maybe might convince them. But other than that was about all of it.
Okay. Thank you.
How old are his sons?
They are sort of like 19 and 21.
Oh,
Sort of
okay.
young adults. Yeah.
Have they been in before, like before the ban?
Yeah, I think, they've probably both been in before the ban, yep. So,
You know what I say about young men?
You would know them.
Okay. So, from what I've learned from the judge, he's having some ruling against me, with Devon tomorrow at the courthouse. I'd like to know more about what that ruling is, and why I'm not involved to defend myself. But
Because the judge is corrupt, Ma. He's bought him off.
I reckon he's partnered with Devon, and if Devon's not looking as such a good partner, he wants to maybe distance himself. So we need to look into Devon's finances, and if he's not in trouble, we got to make him look like he's in trouble for the judge.
Well, talking ain't working, so what are we going to do? Break in, look for his paperwork? I ain't reading all night.
That's a great idea.
What's Devon's main income?
It's a vineyard.
And does he trust a bank?
So he runs a general store and trading post, which is called Vineyards, is the name of it.
Okay.
On the street, just up from where the courthouse is, just off the. It's over here. If you can still see the map, it's building there, just off the plaza. He's rumored to have his finger in a lot of pies around town, but there's no. There's no evidence. He doesn't go around, bragging about investing in lots of stuff or having lots of money else. He just seems to be powerful, have a lot of friends, and have plenty of money.
We can't sit around here just waiting for. We can't just sit around here waiting to do things by the book. He's bought the judge.
I agree
He's
with
bought
that
the
one.
town.
Makes sense.
I'm going to break into the courthouse, see what papers I can rustle up. If I can't find anything, I'll break into the vineyard and burn it down.
I was
No one
going to say,
messes with us. No one messes with the playhouse.
as a God-fearing man, I would never condone arson, but if a perchance cigarette was to go in the wrong hay bale, things might happen.
Jenna, find out what you can from the courthouse before we go burning houses down. See what this Devon guy has on the judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Who do I know out of the group? Because I'm now starting to doubt. Well, maybe Fanny is better at doing this bit of finding what illicit things are at this is going on at the at Devon's establishment, and if any of it's related to the judge, and if so for example, if the judge has bought a load of stuff illicitly for him, and his stuff's gone missing or is destroyed or something like that, then the judge isn't going to be happy that he's lost his products with Devon or something. I'm just assuming ideas of potentially what's going on. We'll get.
I think you could probably. I won't make you make a book learning roll. I think you could probably guess that the judge is well paid by Devon Vine.
Yeah, and if
think everyone probably assumes that Devon's influence has been bought and paid for.
The decision's already made, isn't it? Clearly. So we go back to the original idea of killing them.
We've got to make it look like Devon's dried up, and then the judge will be moving his persuasion because he's not going to keep getting paid, right? So maybe an accident in the general store or something incriminating in the general store, which would mean that Devon can no longer seem as trustworthy or be able to keep the money flowing.
Maybe I could talk to Ambrose. And is it Curtly?
Curtly, yep.
See if... Again, I feel like we need something to offer them, maybe, but even if we can just get them talking, maybe they...
How about we offer not to hurt them?
Let's offer their... are they their sons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Offer that the sons can come to the playhouse for free.
Might work.
Secretly.
Dad has a bad reputation with the girls, doesn't he? Is it Annie that he mistreated quite badly?
Yeah.
What reputation do his sons have? Are they like their dad?
No, they don't have the same reputation as their dad. No.
Okay.
Maybe
I think it seems very much that the sons are in their dad's shadow.
Okay.
That's what it's
saying. So people don't really know what they're like. They might be like their dad, but they just, I guess, are too intimidated by him to kind of be themselves around town.
Okay.
Maybe me and someone, one of their favorite girls goes along. I don't know.
That'd be you, Lucille.
Sounds like.
You go.
These freebies better going to still be getting paid in my pocket.
And me and Fanny will pop down the courthouse, see what we can find out.
Rubble.
Too most dangerous.
I'm very hawk-eyed. I'm just going to say that.
Good at looking at stuff.
Trigger happy and
Good at looking at stuff.
do me proud, girls. And I'm trying to think of something I can do. But I can't think of anything.
No, you're a manager. You just delegate.
Yeah, that's management straight away.
What other leads do we have?
What's this cattleman thing? What's that about?
The judge was talking to a cattle rancher, wasn't
he? At lunch. Yeah.
I want to know more about this cattleman and what the judge is affiliating with. Maybe I can put some screws on there. I don't know. With a cattleman, if he's traveling through, he'll be staying in a hotel, right?
Probably in the Diamond Hotel.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll have a visit to the a poor gentleman's room.
We are brash.
I'll
Okay.
put on my best frock and go visit a cattleman.
Okay, shall we, Elias and Lucille, are you going to go and find either Curtly or Ambrose or both?
Both, yeah, whoever we can find first, I guess. The weakest, the runt of the litter.
Yeah, you think probably Ambrose is the older of the two, but is perhaps less like his father than Curtly, maybe.
Okay. Ambrose.
Yeah. Okay, and I think you probably run him down in the summer house, which is another bar saloon, which is just across the courtyard from the playhouse, literally 100 feet away from where you are. And I think you find him in there. He's lost a few dollars at cards. It's now evening of that first day, and he's kind of sat in the corner with a couple of friends, drinking some whiskey. Not too drunk. But yeah.
Lucille, you know his tics, his ways. You got any thoughts on how to approach this?
Butter him up.
I think you always got on well with him. I think he was obviously, only 19 or 20 when he was allowed into the playhouse. But he seemed like a decent person, from what you could tell.
Has he ever spoken about taking over the business one day in any kind of hopeful manner, or is it's just a bit stone?
No talk.
Never said
Not that you can remember, but I mean, obviously you can ask that question.
Yeah.
Maybe we approach the cards table and ask if we can cut in, play a few hands.
So he's not at the table now.
He's not.
Yeah. So he's now sat. He's now sat to one side. He'd lost some. You can see he's talking about losing some money at the cards, and but no, he's sat at a table just behind that one.
Just needs his lucky muse to be with him, surely.
I like that. Yeah.
I'll approach to his left, hook my arm around it under his, sidle up to him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's taken by surprise, but he sees you, and he smiles, and he says, "Oh,
I've been a little bit too curt with you before, Ambrose.
Thought we weren't allowed to be associating with the likes of you from the playhouse nowadays.
You know what it's like. We have to put on a bit of a performance sometimes. You're always welcome."
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
Well, can we join you? Elias has come with me. You know what he's like. He feels bad about being mean.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if, well, maybe Elias, if you want to take my couple of friends here and, have a chat over there somewhere, Lucille and I can have a little chat over here.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
I was meaning to take a few dollars from you guys at cards. I guess we could do that over here. You ready to lose some money?
Yeah, they're kind of like,
I'm notoriously bad at it.
They're hangers-on, kind of with vines. Yeah.
So we're in sight, very much in sight, because Eli is sitting, looking at Lucille, but like across the bar, and he's trying to get these guys riled up. Yeah, he's also going to try and get them on side, buy them a few drinks, because friends of Ambrose are always good.
Yeah.
Right? So that'll be what he's doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Lucille's laying on thick, like she's leaning very much in.
Nice.
Fingers are tracing the chest type of thing, like really like having it up.
Not even role playing at this point, Aaron.
Make a performing roll, but I'm going to give you 2 bonus dice.
Oh, nice.
There's a young lad, beautiful lady.
He's very receptive. Yeah, he likes you.
No successes again.
Push it.
Yeah, I am going to push it. I've got one trouble coming though. I might get rid of that, which will leave you one faith.
Ooh.
Okay. That's fine, as long as you're not on 0.
Look at you, pimp.
Yeah. Go sleep with that man over there. Okay, that's what we need. It's a family business, my friend.
I've got one success.
Yeah, okay. He's very much enjoying your company. He obviously seems very relaxed, and yeah, is chatting away about stuff. Is enjoying your attention, plying you with drinks and having a drink himself. Yeah, having a whale of a time.
Wonderful. I really am sorry about before. You know what your dad's like.
Oh yeah, you don't need to tell me about what Pa's like. And you can see the first time in the evening, his face darkens slightly when you say that, or when he says that.
I'm sorry, Ambrose. Do you want me to change the subject? Like, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, he's a bad man. I'm only sorry about what he's doing to you in the playhouse. I know what he's doing.
Business.
Yeah, if only. I mean, if I were in charge of the business, then obviously that wouldn't happen.
I've always been surprised he's never let you take over any of these bits. You're of age now.
Well, he's a bit of a. He likes to think of himself as the big man, and he'll always think that until the day he dies, and it'll be on the day he dies that I take over the business. But as I said, if I was running the business, then the Playhouse would have none of these troubles. I could assure you of that.
That's mighty kind of you. I'm just desperately trying to think of a way I could
You need to find a weakness of his father.
Yeah.
Maybe that might. Does he have any vices?
So I mean, I know my pa is looking forward to coming down to the Playhouse in the next couple of days and humiliating you all and taking over. But as I said, if I was in charge, then none of that would have to happen.
Well, things could be arranged.
And as I said, the only way I get to be in charge is if my daddy isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
Are you understanding me, You understanding me, Lucille?
Oh, I'm understanding you. Just want to make sure that you're happy. You know, I know it's like family.
You need to say, it's a shame he doesn't have a nut allergy.
Yeah, I didn't plan in Tales of the Old West for every situation to be dealt with by giving a man a nut. We can think about it for an expansion, maybe, if we do well enough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
sorry,
in the Playhouse.
Yeah. I mean, around these parts, it's not hard for somebody to accidentally stumble into some bandits. But yeah, Pa's not a man to wander around on his own too much.
No, he doesn't wander around on his own too much. Only when he goes to see Mary.
And how often does he go to see Mary?
Oh, most nights. Not every night, but most nights.
Does he go anywhere special with her, or is it?
Oh, he just goes up to her house on the north side of town.
Oh.
Spends the night there, and then comes on back to the vineyard at first light to kick
Personal
me
visits.
and Curtly out of bed and get us working like dogs.
Ever the charmer.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if we can come to some kind of agreement, I think we're definitely skirting around.
Well, you know me, Lucille. I always liked you. You're my favourite down at the Playhouse, and I liked everybody else too. They're all really friendly.
Hey,
Even Jenica, when she's just swinging that rifle around the whole time. You know, she's a kid.
She's got spunk. I'll give her that.
And as I said, you know, I know you paid off the debt. I know Dad thinks there's no way of proving that. He wants the Playhouse for himself. He doesn't care about the money. But as I said, I don't want the Playhouse. I want you to have the Playhouse. I want to visit the Playhouse. And if I was in charge of the Devon Vine business, then that would be the situation.
Well, you ever get to take over, and hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. I can assure you, your visits will be free from now on.
Well, I can
Echo the
I
cheek.
I can surely drink to that, Lucille, and the peck on the cheek.
Cheers. I'm gonna raise my glass towards Elias, nod,
Cool.
and we'll spend some more time with him, but talking about other subjects. Keep him.
Yeah. He's
relaxed.
I mean, make an insight roll. Oh, go on.
Okay.
Just to see if you think he might be pulling the wool
Yeah.
out of your eyes, maybe, or
I was going to say from the other side of the room, could Elias look for stuff? But I don't think he can hear anything.
you probably can't hear. No.
He's looking for danger. He's looking for anything.
Yeah,
Could
you're
be a trap.
you're not seeing anything that looks threatening. No,
Okay.
It all looks very, very friendly, very lovey-dovey.
I've gotten a success.
Nice.
You think he's being genuine. You think he's.
Yeah.
You're not getting any sense that he's double dealing with you.
It's good. Yeah, I'll have a couple more drinks with him, and then I'll make my excuses to leave.
Okay. He says, "I hope to see you at the Playhouse very soon, Lucille.
Me too. You take care.
You too."
Elias follows her out, and I presume probably winks back at.
Okay, cool.
Patel.
Yeah, so that's taken you, I guess, quite a bit of the evening. So it's probably getting on a little bit later now, sort of 10 o'clock or something.
Sense.
Yeah. The town's still reasonably busy. There's quite a lot of people who are still out in the bar, in the saloons.
Just out of curiosity, Mary Strachan, I'm assuming it's in the era of a unwed woman having affiliates with a man at night is seen as a bad thing in this society of things.
Yeah, I mean the society is, at least on the surface, very religious. Most everybody would go to church on a Sunday. You'd be expected to, pretty much. It's not unheard of at all for there to be scandals, and the scandal to be pretty low-level scandal. So it's not going to be the talk of the town or anything like that. But yeah, it's.
He goes to a whorehouse, doesn't he? Everyone knows he goes to a whorehouse. That's the problem.
What about does Mary's father know that he's visiting her?
I don't think whether Mary's got a live father or not.
Okay.
No, I think, as far as you know, she lives here on her own.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. Okay. I'm still back at the playhouse contemplating scheming ideas.
Strategies, yeah.
All right, carry on.
I'm looking forward to this getting really illegal really quickly.
Going that way. Go from arson to murder very quickly.
Yeah. We said murder at the start.
It's assassination.
Boom, straight to the point. Kill him.
Could have wrapped this game up in 20 minutes, couldn't you?
As soon as he walked through the door, we should have blasted him.
Yeah. Shot him in the back of the head, yeah.
Trespassing, bang.
There was a moment there in that showdown. I thought somebody might try and shoot him.
That was very
that'll end
tempted.
the story quite fast. But no, cool.
Get out of jail.
So are you passing that information on then to the others?
Yeah, I was going to say we'll head back to the playhouse.
Yep.
Elias isn't too happy about murder.
Go on then. Tell us. Go on.
Well,
You're saying that instead of going to the courthouse, Fanny and I should pay old sweet Mary a visit and turn him out of her bed.
Ooh.
Something like that. We'll wait outside, rough him up. A little rougher than I'm expecting I'd normally do.
Murder is something else. This is. I mean, God knows the man deserves it more than most, but this is
Self-defense is what this is.
not the same.
How
The
do you
Wild
think?
West. How things are.
How do you think he's going to treat the girls when he owns this place? Huh? What if he was
Is he
only
gonna-
holding back before? Because it weren't his bordello.
We know
Well,
he
I
treats
do-
his workers. The man.
I agree. I don't want it any more than you do. But is it not worth seeing if there's another option first? Maybe.
You'll be working
Make
just
people
as hard
see.
as the girls. Think of that.
I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't have a job when he's in charge.
Exactly.
No.
Your life will be over. It's
He
the
wouldn't
only
think
way.
twice about doing it to you.
He probably has thought about doing it to you.
My Jenna Kurtz, it's your call as ever. It don't sit right with me.
Going to turn to Mar.
Miles scheming.
Waiting for the nod, and then we'll just bolt.
Just running guns in hand. Two hand guns.
Has anyone ever captured rattlesnakes before? Deadly little things with poison.
Rattlesnakes.
Just imagine one of us waiting on the bridge near the northern side. He goes to visit Mary and just happens to stumble on some rattlesnakes, which
I
seems
have
to bait
been
him.
known to handle the odd animal.
This is that's
That's
actually genius, by the way.
You're talking about the animal handling skill there, Trevor.
Maybe.
I think, Fanny, you should gather up some rattlesnakes as a backup plan.
It seems
Nice.
like a mighty dangerous plan. Like a bullet in the head is much
Just need
quicker
to
and
know.
simpler.
Get him in my sights and I'll shoot his pecker off from 200 yards. That's all I know.
Oh,
There won't be any questions if it looks like an accident.
It's only if somebody finds him.
Oh, they'll
Gets
find
across the river.
That is a thing. I mean, he's publicly known to just cross us, and if he wakes up dead the next day, we just better have a good alibi.
We're all
So nobody
here.
finds him. He just vanishes.
That's what you do on the bridge. You'll stumble across the...
The rattlesnake is a great idea.
I don't really look forward to handling a rattlesnake, I'll be honest.
Rattlesnakes. It's 100% rattlesnakes.
Yeah, sorry, my brain went rattlesnakes. What was everyone else's plan?
Break into the house and kill him in his bed.
quietly. Bare hands.
Shoot him in there. Shoot him as he crosses it. It's late though, isn't it? It's getting into the. It's
10
the
p.m.,
evening.
11 p.m.?
Yeah,
It's now sort of 10, half 10.
he's probably there already. So
Late at night, coming back from Mary's, stumbles across a rattlesnake, dies.
Oh, there's also the...
We pin him down and just with the snake.
Well, there's a court case tomorrow. Didn't you talk to the judge, Maya? Maybe you'll come round.
Just so
Too
naive.
high hopes.
So
as soon as that's
naive.
signed onto an
Talking
official
isn't
piece of
gonna help.
paper, we got nothing.
you think those
I need-
hoity-toity fancy Dans in the courthouse have anything for the likes of us? He'll raise an
Well-
objection and all they'll get is a raised price.
Well,
Yeah,
ladies,
what's the
I need an alibi. I'm going to go see a rancher. Annie, you go get some rattlesnakes, and if that doesn't do it, Jenica, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I will do as I'm told. and
You're
go
probably going to find it
rattlesnake hunting.
very hard to find some rattlesnakes in the dark
And it's about inviting you.
without getting killed in the wilderness.
Yeah, you
Well,
just
pet
go to the
rattlesnake.
rattling sounds, surely. Right, okay.
So you might need to wait for the daylight to go into the wilderness to then find yourself some snakes.
So-
well, we're still
well,
got
the
a
hearing's
day.
in the morning, so we go back to the murdering idea.
Dress up like bandits.
Strangulation, I find, works well.
Screw it. Let's bandit this, and I'm going to create a distraction back at the playhouse.
Yes.
We were dealing with a fire at the playhouse.
You're going to
That's where
burn
all
out the
that's where-
playhouse to save the playhouse.
That's where my girls were helping me put out the fire.
It's just crazy enough to work.
Okay.
Would anyone
that sounds-
notice in the commotion who was there and not there in the playhouse if we're all trying to put out a prepared fire?
So terrible.
The confusion would definitely make it harder to be able to say definitively.
Yeah, it's to give a kind of alibi. We were dealing with a fire at the playhouse. What are you talking about? It was a robbery. He died. Yeah. I'll provide an alibi at the playhouse and hopefully not burn down the place while you gals and ladies can do the deed.
Oh,
Who's in?
I'm in.
Didn't even
Okay, if you
look
can,
at
if you,
Fanny.
I wouldn't want to brag, but it's my area of expertise. I've
if you
killed
want
a
to,
few people.
if you can see the map, then folks, I'll just show you. So Vine's house, the vineyard is here. If you can see it, where my cursor is. Mary Strachan lives in that house there.
Oh, we get him on the long straight
yeah.
as he leaves.
So it's a couple of 100 feet from that house to the houses at the junction here. So each square is 100 feet, I think.
But it gets real dark.
We rob him,
Yeah.
kill him, leave the body. Looks like typical
Bandits.
Western murder.
Has been talk about bandits up north.
There has been banditry around, not in town, admittedly, but on the road. But there has been banditry.
Can I?
He's a wealthy man.
Okay.
Sounds good. So
Oh,
we're gonna cover our faces.
get some bandanas.
Nothing
And
nothing that
mustaches.
identifies it. Yeah, I'll stick a mustache on.
How many
Okay.
Chinese ladies would we say frequent the town? Might need a hell of a disguise.
Just talk like a Mexican, you'll be fine.
There's not a lot. I mean, you've probably, you're not the only one for sure.
Perfect.
But it's not a big Chinese community here.
Okay.
Big hat, put it down.
Big hat.
Yeah. Huge Stetson.
You'll only get an
Hopefully-
issue if there's
Thank you, Chief.
witnesses. So.
Exactly. Hopefully there'll be no witnesses.
All going well, there'll only be one of them, and it'll be dark.
Yeah.
So as long as they don't get away. Yeah. Okay. I'll be out.
I mean, what's your plan then, murder squad?
Murder squad.
When you say it like that,
It's gone that way.
Is Elias coming on the murder squad? Sorry.
He'll come along because you're there.
Oh,
Jenica's there.
Okay.
what a good guy.
Keep an eye on her.
Got a soft spot for Jenica.
Frame him.
I think we should creep round sort of the back ways. So rather than going down the road and then up the road, we'll creep through between the houses up the back ways to that point. We'll need to check and then sort of take cover in the darkness.
Could go up the river
area.
or down the river, whichever way it flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the river flows from north to south on both of these.
Okay.
But I think someone's going to need to creep up to the house, see if they can see signs that he's there, because there's no use lying in the dirt like a dog in the desert and dying of
I
cold.
can be.
There is a little bit of undergrowth on the open areas, so it's not just desert,
Yeah.
but it's obviously not terribly well covered, but there are some plants and bushes.
Is
What a bit of bait? Maybe one of us lies on the road, by the side of the road, as he walks past. Is he the kind of man to stop and see what's going on?
Would he be walking as well
might have
if it's a
horse.
longer distance?
That is a good shout.
I do like the distraction though. I could be maybe a vagrant on the road with looking like a drunkard wandering down, yelling. Maybe get him to stop for a moment. I'll be covered up.
It's about 500 or 600 meters from his place to Mary's.
Mm.
So he wouldn't take a horse. It would be unlikely.
Perfect.
I'm not so good at shooting.
It's the one thing you didn't teach me, Elias.
You're always the crack shot.
Shooting.
I can't hope to jump to that.
Killing a man ain't easy.
No.
Okay then, guys. So what is the plan then? Are you waiting for him to come out before first light and walk home?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
just
I'm
ambush
also-
in the
yeah,
undergrowth, disguises.
Send a signal
Should be alone.
light. You should probably check that he's there.
With a gunshot, it's going to make a lot of noise, so we need a route back. So I guess an idea of we take the shots and go back along the river,
Mm.
leave the body.
Do we make it look like a
Could-
robbery? Or do we
Yeah, take his
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I'd say we strangle him. There's no point strangling than shooting him, is there?
Just as noisy.
Do you say the river goes south to north or north to south?
North to south.
Flows north-south, yeah.
Ah, I can't. Yeah, that's not so good.
So if you dumped his body in the river, it would float
Float
town.
through town.
Yeah. You
We
leave,
want his body known, don't we? We don't want to
leave
hide.
his body where he lies, rob him, dump his possessions you've stolen in the river so there's no evidence of if we get checked.
Keep the cash.
Cash is fine.
Cash is-
And I'll make it look like there was an incident at the playhouse and we were all at attendance here.
Just
Okay.
okay.
Right then. So you're going up there in the middle of the night then.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a move roll just to see how stealthy you are.
Uh-oh.
Now, I think we could do it as a group roll.
Okay.
Okay.
So the person with the lowest total move
I have
makes
3.
the roll,
I've got
I've
3.
got 7.
Oh, I've got 5.
but
Oh,
you can gain 1 dice of assistance from each other person. So it'd be the worst person, which is Elias, but you gain 3 bonus dice because the others are helping you to be quiet.
Okay. So that's 6 total.
Yeah, about par.
This raid all hinges on you.
So we're kind of sneaking up there, and we're all just going to be sitting by the wayside just to shoot the hell out of him. But we're going up there first. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. 1 success, 1 on. But that doesn't matter because I haven't pushed it. So
If you're not going to push it, then yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you're reasonably stealthy. I mean, by this time of night, the town is pretty quiet. Most people have fallen asleep or sensibly in their beds anyway. So you get up to the location. You don't think anyone's seen you. You see nobody else moving around. It's quite a dark night. It's not pitch, but it's pretty good for this kind of thing.
Mhm.
Now, does one of you intend to go up to the house and try and look through the window?
Yeah.
a sneaky one.
Go on, Elias.
So who's the sneak?
Yeah.
Unless you're all sneaking up there, this doesn't have to be a group roll. So if one of you sneaks up, that person makes the roll.
Let's send the sneakiest
So
person.
Yenika's going to go to do it herself.
Be careful,
yeah.
Yenica.
Just get me grabbed on the shoulder.
What?
No, don't. I'll do it.
You sure?
You stay here. Yeah, I can handle myself if something goes wrong.
Okay. And I'll. Get
Well,
that
I'm
down.
fine, wait, right?
That's with
Sorry?
my...
7 you've got.
Yes.
So-
So
Yeah.
Wow.
So- make your move roll.
Ow.
Ah.
Come on, is there one success? Because you don't have to push it. You don't have to push it.
There is a single success in there, but there is 2 trouble. I'm going to have to push it.
For 2
Okay.
Oh my god. This is not okay.
How much faith do you have left?
It will break me doing the push.
Just
So
pushing will break
it'll
you.
shake you.
It'll shape me up. Yeah.
You
So
are
you won't-
murdering a man.
So you won't be able to
Yeah.
push. Yeah.
Yeah.
This could literally screw
2
over your
trouble.
entire plan.
nothing. Yeah, I've screwed it.
Okay.
I've messed it up. I have 2 trouble, no successes
Oh.
So have you? Is that after the push?
after the push. Yeah.
Mate.
Mary's getting caught in the crossfire.
Right. Okay. So roll your d6 for your trouble.
Oh dear.
Do.
Our perfect assassination plot.
4.
4. Okay.
Can't sneak.
Quite high.
You're so badly shaken by the turn of events. I think you've really spooked yourself going up there. You've kicked a bucket or something that's made a really loud clanking noise, or you've set off a dog, or something has gone really badly wrong. You now suffer trouble on a roll of a 1 or a 2 on trouble dice.
Oh.
Now, actually, for you, it doesn't matter because you can't push anyway because you're shaken.
Yeah.
So you kind of got away with that one.
Tasty.
But yeah, so you fail. So yeah, I think you get up to the window. You you can see stuff through the like the drapes. Looks definitely like there's more than one person there. You can hear though a voice saying, "There's someone on the stoop."
I'm gonna leg it.
Chase it. Okay.
Chase it. Yeah.
Make a move roll. Are you trying to leg it quietly?
No, not at this point.
No. Okay.
Bail,
Okay.
bail.
Okay.
Screaming.
Where are you running back to the others, or are you?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
lure him in, make him chase you straight to the trap.
Nice.
Like we planned. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that your intention now?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
a little bit freaked out, so I think running towards support.
Right. Okay. You hear the door opening, and you hear a voice shout, "You stop!" And a man in just his breeches, he's belting up his gun belt, and he's running down the road after you. The rest of you can see this. I would like a move roll from all of you to see how well hidden you are, and to see whether he spots you when he's running in your direction.
Ooh. What's that? Quick and move.
Yeah.
Move.
Straight 3. Nope.
I got 1 success and 1 fail.
Oh, I got a success.
Okay. He got 2 successes. So he's running down the street. He sees Lucille running off. I don't think he can tell who you are at this distance. But as he's running down the street, you see him kind of look to the sides, and he slows down, and we now draw initiative.
Shoot him.
Is it Devon?
It's Devon, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I don't think we just gone down. Is it
Gun him
Marie?
down.
And Marie's put on her belt and just running down with her pistol.
Yeah. Well, her breeches up, half done up. How do we roll
So-
initiative?
Yeah,
No,
so
don't worry.
it's cards. So I will.
Oh, yeah.
I will-
Ooh.
Okay,
Nice.
so Lucille.
Yeah.
You go on.
Ooh,
King of Hearts. High is good.
That is pretty good. Ace is
Elias, Ace of Diamonds.
quick.
Fanny,
Oh,
Queen of
take a 10.
Diamonds.
Bit like a
And
nothing.
Yenica, 5 of Clubs.
You got a rifle. You'll be right.
Yeah.
And he goes on 6. So, starting with Elias, you all get to go first. Now, in this game, you get a slow action and a fast action. You can convert your slow action into another fast action if you want. Fast actions are things like drawing a weapon, cocking your gun, using the lever action on your rifle to chamber another round, those kind of things. Slow actions are shooting, punching, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that because you were all ready and waiting for this, your guns are already drawn, and any guns that need to be cocked are already cocked.
Nice.
So the action of your gun matters in this game. So if you've got a lever action, a rifle, after you've fired, you have to use a fast action to prepare, which is you're basically rechambering the next round.
Yeah.
Similarly, with a single action pistol, a single action pistol is one where you have to cock the hammer and then squeeze the trigger to fire. So if you've fired your single action pistol, you have to use a fast action to cock the gun before you can fire it. If you have a double action gun, you can do both the cocking and the firing in one pull of the trigger, but it's less accurate. So a single action gun is more accurate, but you've got to spend time preparing the gun before you can shoot it. A double action gun, you can just yank on the trigger and keep firing, but it makes it less accurate. So just so you're aware. But if you've whatever gun you've got, it's cocked and it's ready to fire. You don't need to prepare it because you are waiting for this moment to happen. So Elias.
I'm like the one guy who didn't want to kill anybody.
And you're going to shoot first.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Like he's not going to want to, but he is going to see. He's going to see Jenica next to him in the line of fire. I presume is he pulling a gun?
He's drawn his pistols. He's got 2 pistols. Yeah.
And he's looking at the shadows.
Self-defense.
Yeah, you don't want Jenica but to be a killer,
That's true. That's true. I'll burn in hell.
Okay, so another thing you can do with your fast action is to aim if you wish to. And that gives you a bonus of 2+2 dice.
I might need that. I'll aim.
If you want to do a cold shot, like you want to shoot them in the hand so he drops the gun, or shoot him in the head to kill him, that's -3 dice.
Okay, Elias is not going to want to kill him.
Yeah.
Just characterfully. So I'm going to shoot for the hand.
So you don't
Shoot
have to
the
do a
table.
cold shot. It makes it quite difficult, obviously, because it's -3 dice. But you can just shoot him, shoot the body. Yeah, no, that's.
I'll just shoot the body. Screw it.
You're not obliged.
It's a dark shape. It's a dark shape, and I'm screwing up. So I'm going to aim for +2.
Yep.
So total quick is 3, then shooting is 1, so that's 4 +2 is 6.
And is this with your Derringer?
This is my little Derringer.
Nice.
That's a little tiny like pepper pot gun.
Like a handbag gun thing.
It's a concealed little pistol that's about this big.
Yeah. I'm the one who should be taking this guy
The
down.
girl's gun. The guy's the
It's
only
a lady's
the girl's
gun, my lord.
He's the man of subtlety. It's the protection.
Oh, you bet you haven't had ship crew tossing in it. And
Yeah.
Sorry, Captain Rum. It's a tradition in my games for me and my brother. At what point of the evening do we come out with the first Blackadder quote? And it's usually within about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Amazing. So I see I don't have any bonuses, and we'll get to the damage. I guess I know the attack is 0 on this, and I have a draw -1, but I presume that's only if I'm not pulled out already.
Yeah, so that's draw. So
Cool.
you don't need to worry about
that. 1 success and 1 on the
trouble.
On trouble.
Did you want to push?
Yeah, this is desperate. Let's go.
So it's 1 point of faith to push. Are you buying off the trouble with another point of faith?
Nah, I'll take some trouble. I'm in a bit of trouble right now.
Seem good.
Cool.
This is going to trouble you.
2 more ones on the trouble dice.
2 more.
Yeah, someone
Okay.
3 ones.
Oh,
But that's still 1 success.
No. Oh yeah, 1 success. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
1 success.
Okay, so what would the damage of your Derringer be?
A mighty 2.
Okay, but let's just work out what the trouble is first, because sometimes that affects the shot. So 3 points of trouble.
Yeah, Elias didn't want to do this.
That's quite bad. So roll a d6.
It's fitting. It's fitting. 1.
1.
That's good news, I think.
Okay, you catch yourself on something or a sharp object, or you bash into something hard. So you fired the shot, but I think you've tripped over something and you've fallen over heavily. So you take an attack as well. So,
okay.
2 points of damage to Vine. So the way damage works here is you first take it off quick, and then you take it off grit, and you work them both down that way. So he loses a point of quick and a point of grit. But you have fallen heavily. I think that maybe there's a little bank you were hiding behind, and you've stood up on it to shoot. You've shot, but in doing, you've slipped and you've fallen back down the bank.
Yeah.
it's the wicked recoil on that Derringer.
It's really powerful recoil.
It's thrown you back.
Okay, so you take 1 point of damage from falling, and that damage is applied to your quick.
Okay.
So it's
a noisy cricket. That's what it is.
But you've now, so you've fallen, and you've ended up a bit of a heap at the bottom of that sort of low but rocky, stony little incline.
Lost it.
But you hit him, and Vine cries out in pain. Lucille, your action next.
So I've got my gun out, cocked, ready.
Yeah.
So I was running. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to take a shot.
Yep.
What gun have you got?
A Colt 45.
Holy hell.
So you can aim if you wish as well.
No, because my gun's single action. I want to pull the hammer back after I fired.
Okay, now that's cool.
For net ready,
excellent.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So it's quick, and I don't have anything in fighting, but my attack has got a +2, so I get 2.
Shooting.
Oh, shooting, sorry.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I haven't got anything in there either.
And your gun will have a bonus as well, an attack bonus. Yep. So add that.
+2. Cool. So I've got 7 dice in total.
Yeah, and 5 of those are trouble.
No successes. And I can't
You
push.
can't
You can't
push. You're too shaken.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So the other thing though you couldn't do it actually. So the other thing you could, in theory, do with your quick action, your fast action, is do a quick shot, which allows you basically a snapshot. But with a single action gun, you need to prepare it first.
Yeah.
So if you'd had a double action gun, you could have done a quick shot. But in this case, obviously, you need to prepare the gun by pulling the. So you've been running, you've turned, you've shot him, and you've pulled your hammer back.
All back, yeah. And I'm just standing my ground, shaking
missed him.
slightly. But
Yeah. Fanny.
What sort of distance are we talking from him to me?
Probably 15 yards, 20 yards.
Can I close
the
15
most.
yards with a knife in my hand?
Um,
I'm better with a knife than a gun.
She's terrifying.
yeah, I think
Scary.
you can charge. I think you can charge him. Actually, yeah, I'll let you have that.
Cool. I will then charge, trying not to block too much of him, because I know there's people behind me with some guns. I'll charge him with my knife. I'll
Okay.
use my grit, and I think do I use fighting if I'm using the
Yes.
knife?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
And the knife might have a attack bonus as well.
Unfortunately, no, it does not. In
No,
this
okay.
case. It's
No.
just a bread knife.
Start soaring at him.
Mary doesn't know how close she came to this bread knife. That's the thing.
I got 1 success, but I did get 2 ones.
Okay, so
I'll push.
okay, that costs 1 faith. And then if you've got any spare faith, you could buy off 1 or 2 of those.
I have got spare faith, so I'll buy one of them off.
Okay, so you get to re-roll that one, but keep 1-1,
Right.
and that costs you
I got
2
one
faith.
more success out of all of that. So I've got 2 successes and still 1 fail.
Okay, so your weapon should have a crit rating.
Yes, there's a crit rating of 2.
Okay, so you can't crit because that's the number of successes you need to do over and above the first.
Ah, nice.
But you can do 2 points. You can do extra damage. So the damage of your knife is
1.
1, and the extra success can be another point of damage.
Okay, so 2 damage then.
Yep.
Nice. I'll be tussling with him, hopefully with his back to you lot.
Yeah. So he's been shot with a derringer and he's been stuck with a knife. It's his action next. So I think so. He's got his 2 guns. So Fanny, you've run for him. I think he's going to try and push you away so he can then have a shot at you.
Yeah.
Because if he tried to shoot you now, he'd be at -3 dice.
enough.
His chances of hitting aren't really very good. So it's going to be an opposed fighting roll.
Yeah.
And he's going to try and push you away. So now because he's been wounded, he's not quite so good. He's a bit weaker because he's got a bullet wound and a knife wound in him. But yeah, so he gets 1 success.
Oh. So do I roll against this, do I?
Yep, so you need to get
Cool.
at least 1 success. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got fighting 2, grit 4. I've got so as one of my talents, I don't know if this works or not. I've got hard to hit, so you gain a bonus when you're fighting dice when blocking a melee attack. Are we sort of grappling melee style, or am I just going to skip that? I feel like we're hand to hand at the moment.
I'll give you that because he's trying to get hold of you enough to push you
And push
away.
yeah.
This
We're
talent applies. Yeah.
Awesome. Right. Oh god. Right. So that is. Have a look. I got 2 successes and 1 fail.
Okay, so the 1 on the trouble doesn't matter unless you push. So okay, he's basically failed to push you away. You've just like sidestepped it,
I'm a big lass.
and he's very angry. So he is going to shoot you this time.
Right.
But at this range, he gets -3. So yeah, it's hardly worth the effort. He gets 1 dice.
One
God, headshot.
He does hit though, but he can't crit you. So he hits you with a Colt 45, and that does 3 damage. So you take 1 off quick, 1 off grit, 1 off quick. That's how it works.
Okay.
So effectively,
Note that down.
So effectively, it's 2 off quick and 1 off grit.
What happens when something hits 0?
You're broken and you're out of the scene. So if you're broken on grit or quick, you're not killed. You're just out of the scene. You're exhausted, or you're unconscious, or you're battered, so you can't carry on. You are vulnerable to being just killed if the person fighting you wants to just kill you, but that in itself isn't going to kill you.
Okay.
If you're broken on cunning, that's called. So the damage for that is called vexes. So you're out of the scene. You can't act in any kind of reasonable way, but you know, narratively, you might lose your temper, or you might get angry. You might smash things up, or you might just, you know, walk off in a terrible rage. Docility is doubts. You might just give up the ghost. You might become very docile and easy to lead. But again, you're broken and you're out of the scene.
Yeah.
But how it narratively plays out depends on which stat is broken.
Yeah, cool.
Can I roll off any of that damage if I've got survivor? Is shakes and hurts part of bullets? Bullets seem quite hard to shake off.
Absolutely. So shakes and hurts. So shakes is the name we have for damage to grit to quick. Hurts is the name we have for damage to grit. So yes, absolutely.
I
So
can roll 2 dice, I believe.
Yeah. So if you get
that's got hurt.
any 6s there would reduce the damage.
No, unsuccessful.
No. Okay. But yep, good spot.
Thank you.
Okay, Yenneker, it's your action.
So Yenneker, she's lying in the undergrowth. She's got her gun up, and she sees this figure running out. She looks down at the gun, and where it has a little engraving on the handle that says "To Yen" from E. And she thinks about that time when she was out hunting in the underbrush with Elias when he'd first given her the gun. And she was taking pot shots at some kind of small critter that lives in the desert. What small critter lives in the desert? Rats.
You got prairie dogs, coyotes. Yeah.
And she was shooting at prairie dogs for fun, and he caught her. And he put a hand on her shoulder and said, "Don't be doing that. All life is precious. If you ain't going to eat it, don't kill it. The Lord cares about all of his creations." And she watches this man pulling up his belt, running down the thing, and she swallows. She can't bring herself to shoot until she looks across and she sees good old Elias, God-fearing Elias, pulling out his tiny gun, taking a shot. At the sight of that, she's like, "Yeah, let's do this." So she's going to take a shot. So she's got 4 quick. 2 shooting.
Yep.
The gun itself has attack +2.
Yep.
And she has sharpshooter. So the attack rolls are modified by +1. And she'll use her quick action to aim.
That's
so
2 more.
I've got all of the dice.
She's good. She can shoot the wings of the fly or whatever.
11 dice.
Come on. I want you to crit him. Go on.
Give us some crits. Headshot.
Okay. Oh, hello. I've got a single 1 on a trouble dice, so I'll burn that for a faith.
Yep.
And then I will take another faith to roll again, because I've got a couple, but I really want to hit this guy. Okay. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Okay.
That's not what we want to have.
So,
Not at all.
I've got 4 trouble. But I've also got 3 successes.
Okay.
Great ratio.
No, not the best.
Right.
Elias, go in your head.
So,
You could cancel one of them.
Yeah.
You could still cancel one of them if you don't want to go up the ladder of horror.
The ladder of sadness.
depending on how many faith do you have left?
2.
So you could use those, like as Keith says, to buy off 1 or more of those trouble if you wanted to.
I feel like it's all come quite a bit real, and I think I want to see what the trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trouble is. I might need to
Okay.
save that faith for the consequences.
Yeah. Okay. So the critical rating of your rifle.
Yes, is 1.
Okay. So
Wow.
at the moment you can do a critical hit on him,
Cool.
and with your extra, so you got 3 successes.
Yeah.
the first success inflicts the base damage of the gun,
Yeah, which is
is 2. The second success you can then use to crit.
Okay.
The third success you can use for kind of anything you like, almost. But you'd most commonly in combat, you'd use it either to inflict 1 more point of damage,
Yeah.
or in this case, because you can crit, you can make the crit slightly more dangerous.
Okay.
So by that, so when you roll the D66 for the crit, you increase the units number by an extra 1, because in the critical tables we use, they are location based. So actually, it's not the tens that really counts for killing somebody; it's the units.
Okay.
So
Make the crit more dangerous, I reckon. That sounds fun.
but we have to see what the trouble is, because that might have an impact on your shot. So roll a D6 on your column 4 of the trouble table. It doesn't go higher than column 4.
I rolled a 6.
A 6.
Oh no!
Okay.
This is so bad. This is so
That's,
bad.
that's the worst result, right?
That is the worst result on the
Yay!
table. So
I left you guys to protect her.
you've bashed yourself terribly in some way, and you are immediately broken on quick.
Oh.
So I think what's happened is you've fired your gun. It has fired. You've got the shot off, but then a round in the gun has gone off in your face.
Yeah.
And your gun is damaged, and you've been broken.
Oh,
So
no.
you are out. You are out of the scene.
Yeah. Leave her in too quick. Too shaky.
But you've hit him. So you do 2 points of damage, and you get to do your critical injury.
Okay.
So you're aware of the concept of D66.
Yes. So
Roll
one
one
dice.
die.
Yeah. One dice is
one-
tens. One dice is units. So
Yeah, and you can add +1 to the units die, because the
Okay.
higher you are on units, the worse it is.
cool. Right.
Mhm.
Well,
Who
I've
was shooting on?
rolled a 46. Can it go up to a 47?
No, you probably don't want it to, so that's fine. We won't add +1 on that, because 47 would become 51, which isn't that dangerous.
Boo.
But 47, your bullet flies through his guts.
Oh.
Those who are nearby can see the blood and the flesh tear, and his intestines kind of start to fall out.
Oh.
He goes down, and he is going to die in about a minute if he doesn't get medical aid. And he falls down holding his gut, going, "Oh, oh, oh." But he's broken. He's out.
This has been
Nice.
so loud.
Well, if he's making a lot of noise, we better quickly make him quiet. Just saying. I've got a pretty big knife, and he did just shoot me.
So you can do a coup de grace if you want.
Absolutely.
Okay.
For the
now,
party, obviously, because it's loud.
it's not quite that easy though.
Not
so-
revenge based.
Because murdering somebody in cold blood is quite difficult. You have to kind of overcome your humane desire not just to murder somebody in cold blood. But to do that, you need to make a docility roll. Just dice for your docility and fail. If you succeed on any of your docility dice, your conscience stops you cold-bloodedly murdering him.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
I've had a hard life, remember? Parents were drug addicts. They're dead. Killed a bear. Just saying. Killed a person. Nothing to me.
There is a talent called cold-blooded,
Oh,
which I
really?
think one of you might possibly have.
Oh, Lucille!
Which means you don't have to make that roll. You still take so
He's
you
a
also
noisy boy. I'll give it a crack. So just 3 dice on my docility, yeah?
Yep.
And I got a fail.
and don't succeed.
I failed. 3, 2,
Okay.
and a 3.
So you can kill him in whatever way you like. You do take a point of damage to docility for doing that still.
Yeah, my stats are going down.
Do you make him suffer?
No, quick and painless, quiet. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, he dies. You can hear shrieks and shouts coming from Mary's house.
Get the hell out of here.
Empties pockets.
Elias is going to run.
Before we leave.
Elias is going to run for Jenica because she's passed out. He's going
Jenica's broken, yeah.
to grab her, pick her up, and we need to get out of here. And he's just going to hoof it with her off into the wilderness.
Down the river, remember, go down the river.
Yeah.
I won't make you make a labour roll to do that, as it's nearly 11 o'clock. So
I'm not very good at moving.
You hear some screams as you all get away, having done a quick robbery of Vine's body. You can see Mary kind of running out of her place, holding what looks like a shotgun, and she just fires it kind of randomly in your general direction, but she doesn't really know how to use it. You get away and get back to the playhouse. I think we'll probably just wrap it up here. I think you find that you do get a visit the following day from the sheriff, who is inquiring into what happened. I was going to make, we just need Maya, James. Just make one quick roll just to see that you don't burn down the playhouse.
Mildly important. Weird.
I think we're probably going to use.
What could go wrong?
We come back to a burnt building. Her daughter's passed out in my arms.
Okay, I'm going to say making is probably the best one.
I've got nothing in making, so that's just my docility.
Yeah,
which is 3.
You're pretty docious.
So that's just 3. I've got all my other girls with water buckets ready in case this goes wrong.
Yeah. We didn't mention all these other NPCs, but there's like 30 girls.
Just in case, if I can get any bonuses from not looking it up with that. But is it 3 trouble then?
Yes, they're all trouble dice. Yeah.
I got a 1, a 6, and a 2.
Ooh,
no, okay. I think you do it well. You create a lot of smoke, but don't do very much damage. The sheriff comes by and is questioning you. He's obviously been spoken to by the judge, from what he says. He's pretty aggressive and unpleasant until Ambrose comes along and says, I think I've got some information that might be valuable. There was a man in town yesterday who my father screwed over, and he's not in town today, so I think it must have been him who murdered my father. And he winks at Lucille as he leaves.
Openly in front of the sheriff, like, wink, wink.
and walks off with the sheriff to give him his statement about what's going on.
Ambrose.
And I think we'll roll end credits at that point.
Perfect.
Nice. Got away with it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
You did get away with it. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there should be some rules for rattlesnake bites.
Well, you're not well. There are rules for rattlesnake bites, and in the playtest we did have an attempt to set a trap with rattlesnakes in a pit, and I managed to capture them, and then it didn't work, obviously, because the guy we were trying to kill didn't step into the trap. And then we thought, what a stupid idea that was. Did try to kill somebody with a scorpion in their bed as well, and that totally failed too. So
Classic Cowboy stuff.
But yeah, worth a try. Yeah,
I love it.
No, good. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Really, really enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely my pleasure.
If people are interested in checking out either the Kickstarter, backing the full game, or checking out the quick play, where do they go?
So if you go to www.effectpublishing.com, and that's effect with a K, spelt the Swedish way, that gives you some more information on the game, on me and Matt, and obviously a link through to Drive Through where you can get the quick draw rules for free. Obviously, right now, we'd much rather you go to Kickstarter, type in Tales of the Old West, and back the game on Kickstarter, please.
And we will pop both of those links in the description of wherever it is you're watching and or listening to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Yeah, it was great. I had a great time. I felt really bad at the end. I was like, oh, his guts came out. That's a bit harsh. Felt a bit unpleasant.
It was the knife to his throat that was, I guess,
Yeah.
Mercy. Maybe mercy.
Most of our games end with Trevor murdering things. It's good times.
What, mate?
Normally it's the other player characters. That's the thing. So, it's just a step
Couldn't
up.
find a way to kill you this time, Keith.
Brilliant. So thank you very much. We will also be having an interview with Dave about the game in more detail, which will be on the Critical Twits podcast, where we do our non-fiction podcasts. That's how I think of it. Roll in the dark, actual play RPGs. And the Critical Twits podcast is reviews, news, deep dives, and mostly at the moment, we've been doing quite a lot of interviews with indie creators. So if you like this, if you like what we're doing, check those out as well. It will also be on our YouTube channel. If you're watching, listening anywhere, feel free. We would love it if you subscribed and gave us a review and said how wonderful we were. That would be brilliant. And if you want to see all of the different things that we do, you can head over to www.criticaltwits.com and you can check us all out there. Otherwise, how do cowboys say goodbye? They say howdy.
Bang, probably.
Bang. Cool.
Everyone away.
See you later, everyone. Bang.
Yeah.
You all come back now.
Thanks very much. Bye bye.